Alright, I believe we are live. And if so, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for coming. Welcome back to some more Phoenix Wright's Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Oh boy, today has been a fun day. Like, an overall fun day on YouTube. So, let me tell you exactly what happened. This morning, I went to upload an episode of a Let's Play that I'm currently recording, which, you know, is either Danganronpa 3 or Chrono Trigger. In this case, it was Chrono Trigger, but YouTube was like, nah, man, you can't. I don't know what happened. My guess is that the server's overloaded for a while. And how's it going, Ollie? Thanks for coming in. As I was saying, why is this in the top chat? No thanks. As I was saying, this was incredibly frustrating because I spent over 2 hours looking at a bar that wasn't moving from 0%. It was fun. It was fun watching that, and I decided, you know what, screw this, I'm just gonna prepare my stream, and I spent another half an hour trying to set up this. It was also fun, because YouTube didn't want to open stuff. It was just like, no, you're not gonna do anything today. You're just gonna be there helpless. Let's just breathe. Tomorrow is a good stream. Tomorrow is a very important stream. Well, it's not important for any of the Let's Plays we're doing, but it is important for me. It's a catalyst. Anyway, last time we completed the investigation of the stolen turnabout, if I'm not mistaken. We found out Larry was an even bigger idiot than we anticipated. Ron Delight is definitely hiding something, and so is that fake detective at me. So yay, we're gonna go into trial again, and I get to do Gado's voice again, which is always a win. Without any further ado, let's do this. It's a bit loud in my ear. Alright, the Stolen Turnabout Part 4-1 Trial. Chapter start. October 14th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Hey, Nick! What is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Gado is always a win. Yep, absolutely. Like, there is no denying it. Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atme's trial today. Detective Atme? They say they're going to try him as Mask the Mask. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see Mask the Mask's trial. I know. By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please, don't ignore me! This is a certain Danganronpa character's name. Also starts with Go. Are you talking about Gunta? Because if so, I applaud you. It's probably because he likes bugs, right? Oh, Mr. Delight. Good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No. I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor. Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that... Oh, yes. I was wondering. I knew it had to be him. Plans that someone had been sending him to help him commit the heist. Also, I don't know if this has been properly notified on YouTube, so Golly, could you help spread the word a bit? Thanks, if you could, because I think YouTube just bugged out while making this stream. You think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? It's possible. But today's trial's a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. October 14th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 6. Order's now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready. Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Gatto. He's got the judge in the palm of his hands, yet again. Well, I've already done that. So... I don't think... I don't think it's necessary. I've already done that. They're probably at school, don't worry. Oh, I've read this. Rhonda Light is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Gatto. Ha! Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war. But that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? Yes. Well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. The victim is Ken Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day. And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well done, Mr. Gatto. Please call your first witness. God, I'm cool. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is always the best. Mr. Gatto, your witness. Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Rhonda Light, has to say for himself. Defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but... I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Light to testify. We've got guts, right? Alright then, Mr. Rhonda Light, please take the stand. Wasn't he already there, though? You did it, didn't you? Yes. What? Huh? No, that's not true. For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever. Well, Mr. Light already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, that's kind of hard to say. I wish I could go home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. Oh god, here we go. That evening at around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I had been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. 1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place. The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny. You'd never know that from the way he's checking it down. That's right. The cross-examination, if you please. Alright, first cross-examination of the day. Around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard. Alright. 1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that? Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow and my internal clock was also a bit... 1 a.m., that's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct? It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. It ordered you there? It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then? Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this or take that. Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Light? Please don't say anymore. Now, what should I do? Let's press harder. So what did the blackmail letter in question say? It's said to bring $50,000. Money, huh? The perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh, is that right? After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. Important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony. Yes, sir. A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. Didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. It's probably the list, right? Where is it? It's probably this. I don't know. Let's just press everything. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway? Blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct? I'm sure he was referring to the whole mask to mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me. He didn't? Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me. So that's why Miss Delight didn't believe he was mask to mask. That's why I knew they were just hollow threats. Oh. Really? I don't buy that. I'm guessing this is it. I don't know though. Nope, I lost points already. Yay, I've lost. No, you just lost them. Bye, video, boom. God damn it. Well, fantastic start, actually. It has to be this one. Well, let's just press everything and see what we get away with. You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right. Security chief, you? Yet, a year ago you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge, a perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject? Why were you fired? Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well... The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it back. Defendant, please answer the question. Well, I needed money. You needed money? Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Come again? KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief, you stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found out and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I had never asked that. I was somehow able to keep it secret. It made it seem like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You'd do well to remember that. He sure told you. So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct? Yes, I'm sorry. This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse, crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rid this case from the clutches of disaster. And hey, Eclectic, how's it going? Thanks for coming in. Yep. I mean, we already went through you did it, didn't you? Yes. Wait, what? No, I didn't. Alright. He fired me for selling company secrets. Alright. Why would you do something like that? Well, for Desi's hobby. What else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste! So, Miss Delight doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. I can't believe it. This case has gotten even Maya to think seriously about couples. Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright. There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least, that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh. I've got a bad feeling about this. We'd better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah. Alrighty then. Alright. Yeah, true though. Alright, which one is it? It's probably this. Desi doesn't know about that. I don't know if it's this one or this one. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. Wait, do I press it again? I don't know. I hope it doesn't change anything. I hope it oh! Oh, this is new, okay. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway? Blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct? I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask the mask thing. Objection! Oh? I'm afraid that reason isn't going to hold up anymore. What do you mean? The victim had no proof the defendant was Mask the Mask. But you were the one who stole company secrets only 1 year earlier. Yep, I knew it. What? That was all over once I was fired. But it is true that the fact I stole secrets was kept under wraps. Even so, there was no reason for me to pay up now a whole year later. Is that really true? What is it, Nick? The fact that Ron was stealing company data. I wonder if he would have had a problem if that ever became public knowledge. I think he would. Mr. Light, I believe you would have been in considerable trouble if your identity as a company data thief was made public. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to do by bullying your own client? Men are like colonies of bacteria. The more heat you apply, the faster they grow. That's exactly right. Well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo. Little lawyer amigo? Yes, now come on, provide some evidence to back up your assertion. Why would Mr. Delay want to keep his data stealing secret from going public? Oh boy, I need to think about this one, actually. It's probably Desi, honestly. It's probably his wife. Take that! There we go. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret. Yep. A certain person? Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. Listen to me, my Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Gato. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used this dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. Oh. No, everything is falling neatly into place for him. Don't talk about my Jessie like that, or you'll be sorry. I just love Ron's dialogue. I don't know why. It's so stupid. Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far. What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. Oh, wow, it's actually 20 minutes. Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears. Oh, don't talk. Stop talking right now. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Oh wow, I wonder who that is. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. That's so true, though. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead. I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Mask the Mask struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since that may turn out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked. We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination. Got that, Mr. Wright. Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Gatto. Have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. Hey. Let's think. There was a suspicious shadow there. Who was it? Who was this suspicious shadow? I mean, if he knew, the case would be over, right? Yes, I know. I just want to get some dialogue out of this. If there were 1,000 of me, even if one knew, I'd tell you, trust me. His dodging all of our questions is not helping us win this case. Okay, then how was the victim, Mr. Buller, at that time? What do you mean by how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Forget it. I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. Your forehead? I mean, it is pretty hard to hit you on the forehead when you have almost no forehead. Forehead. Reference to a future game. Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack. Do you remember anything about who hit you? Well, like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit. So I think I was a little dazed for a while. I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were asking. Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. God damn it, Ron. If I hadn't been worrying that, I would have been killed. Yeah, here we go. That? Could you please clarify what you are referring to? Why, my mask and mask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Mask the mask. Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask the Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security. Here comes justice. Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. Oh, I'm sorry. I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind. My 6th cup of coffee staring at me coldly. At any rate, we can ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony. I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my Mask the Mask costume. Do we have anything? Found in the shadow of Amy Faye's statue. Looks like it was torn off of some clothing. Well, let's press it. Why were you dressed up as Mask the Mask? Why? Because I'm Mask the Mask, of course. What are you talking about? Mask the Mask's trial is being held next door. Ah, yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Mask the Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I expected. Took a lot longer? What is he talking about? Press harder. What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullet's body. Alright, I get it. What was that? Back up a second. Yes? You were the one that hit the body in the safe? Well, yeah. Inconceivable! You fucking idiots! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking? Question. When does someone toss their dirty shoes in the washing machine? What? The answer is simple. When they take them off. As usual, I have no idea what you're saying. Do you mean that Mr. Delight hit the body because he's the murderer? Ah, so you're not as stupid as you look. This metaphor this time was really obscure. I got it first time, alright? It wasn't that obscure. Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you? Well, yes. Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to your testimony. Yes, sir. Uh-oh, looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge. Boy, oh boy. Panic and hit the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. To 10 minutes. Something doesn't... Something is not right here. Those 10 minutes are really a big deal. Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway? Well, because it wouldn't fit in the drawer. You fucking what, mate? That's not exactly what I meant. When I saw that corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find his corpse, they'll think I did it. I think you had a simpler reason for that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body. That certainly makes more sense. Hold on. 10 minutes? There we go. What is it, Nick? Yep. I just had a thought. Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body and spend 10 whole minutes to do it? Under those circumstances? What circumstances? Hey Nick, if you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what the circumstances were? That's it, I'll take a look at the court record and present some evidence. We heard this from Mr. Light yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, the security would just... I mean, it was Larry, so... debatable. But technically they should. There's not much in this testimony either. I bet you he's still hiding something. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll just have to draw it out of him. I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated. Alright. That was a suspicious shadow. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna save because we've already lost some health. And alright, I'm just speeding up. Sorry, guys. Alright, let's try to present this. Pretend Larry is competent. There we go. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record? What might this be? The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, the security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once, at 1:02 a.m. What? If Mr. Rondelai truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, the security guard would have been heading his way. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building. Gato, you're smart. And I love your character, but sometimes your remarks are just stupid. He was the chief of staff? Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security, yeah. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them. But, as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Oh, come on. My slipper fell off. Who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was something Mr. Light could not have known. Objection! Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Light didn't even notice the buzzer going off. This buzzer is extremely loud. There is no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is. Conscious? What do you mean by that? Ugh. Fine. Let's hear your theory. Remember the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious? So he fainted? That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what are you trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out, and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. Yeah, true. That's right. Whoever it was knocked out, run the lights and then press the buzzer. Oh, pursued already? We're only 30 minutes in. Order in the court, Mr. Wright. This is
Objection!
This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron DeLight is the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright? I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? Hold on. I think I can. There are no fingerprints on it. Yep. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for. The emergency buzzer. Is there some kind of clue on it? Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues, it is itself the clue. Oh, I'm the one who's clueless. This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind. That's me, alright. Ron DeLight obviously wiped them off. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment. He touched that button. I know he did. The defendant, Mr. DeLight, was dressed as Mask the Mask. And Mask the Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints? Order! 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 It would seem I've been forced to eat crow. When does I mean, he started off this trial pretty strong, honestly. I wonder what blend number crow-flavored coffee is. However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? Come on, Phoenix, it's not that hard to figure this out. What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? Looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're onto you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. And Mr. DeLight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. DeLight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond? Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say. Very well, then. You've got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? To call the security guard. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted. Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose? Yes. Although, as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in. No, I'm not. I think I misread Maya's dialogue. I apologize for that. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron DeLight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer. Hypothetically, yes. Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? Yes. The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Rhonda Light. And if any security guards came running at the time, they would think that I was the murderer. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Rhonda Light for the murder. What? Order! 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 Ah, it would seem. I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Mask, so... Nick, you mean the real killer is... We're going to drag that person in here right now. But who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Light's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KV security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard. Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Rhonda Light for the murder of Kane Bullard? It was obviously my attorney's badge! No, just kidding. It was this fucker. Detective, look at me. He's the only one who could have done it. He's detective. Look at me? You mean Master Mask did it? Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself! Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime? They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment. Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. It was me. When Look At Me confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, the famous detective was unmasked as Master Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along. To be found guilty. Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing in the urn at Lord Lee Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Look At Me's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi. A guilty verdict as an alibi? I'm not even gonna lie, that's pretty smart. You know, it's almost time. For what? For Look At Me's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall this one, stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course, that's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Look At Me's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of this true crime, Mr. Light would be left with no grounds for appeal. Am I really sure about this? The bet's only good when your life's the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Mr. Delight. So, please, I'm begging you! Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Or what's left of it anyways, if you're found guilty. But it's the death sentence jokes. I'm not sorry. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix. What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. That voice, it sounds like... Mia! Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. So that's your answer, huh? Very well, I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Look At Me to the stand. Yes, Your Honor. Nice, this was cool. October 14th, 11:58 a.m. District Court, courtroom numbers 5. Oh, look! It's the guy who lost his hair last chapter. Well, Sir Detective Atney. I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective Atney. You were the one who...
That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant.
Canadian judge! Yep. Hey. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alright. This court finds the defendant. Look at me. Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please! Well, well, Sir Lawyer. Welcome to my courtroom.
Who's this hoser, eh?
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me. Accusation? You accuse Mask the Mask. That man is not Mask the Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What?
Oh boy, he's sweating now. He's sweating a little too much. To be continued. Honestly, I still have a little more time, so let's finish up the chapter. Let's go. Today's just a nice, chill, relaxed stream. October 14th, 12:14 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 4. My sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then she's still alive. Inside your heart. What is this, Kingdom Hearts? God damn. Nicky boy. Oh, Mr. Light. Is it true that detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definitive proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he a Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atney want to kill Kane Bullard? Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. October 14th, 12:21 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 6. We're back, boys. There is... yeah, that's true.
Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Look at me, please take the stand.
Nice. Well, well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask the Mask. I'm sorry, I'm afraid even the great Look at Me has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask the Mask.
Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward about returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. So you continue to insist that you are in fact Mask the Mask. Of course.
Very well then, Look at me. Let's just begin with a simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time?
Wrong series, but how's it going, Media? Thanks for coming in.
The wrong series.
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks.
Not so fast. Oh yeah, I still need to finish Miles Edgeworth Investigations, the first game. I'm stuck. Well, I'm not stuck. I just haven't played that in a long time, and I'm in the last case, so... Alright, Mr. Atney. The night of the murder. Speak. We're listening. Oh, I thought he was gonna say we're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. The alibi. I was stealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would. Yeah, Gato. Remember that guy? I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case one turned out to be my witness. The time in which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder.
Seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. Even the great Master Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atney, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. Fun karma having that game as a stream instead of finishing it on your own. Yeah, that's true. That's actually kind of true. Because after this comes Apollo Justice, and after that game comes the first invest. Oh my god, I need to finish that game. I really do. What is this, Francisca? Is that you? I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. I think I know what to do. But I need to press, I think. I'm not sure. Alright. Yeah. This one. Press it. Press it, Phoenix. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct? Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose. He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that. Foolishly foolish fool, fools. God damn it. Just like a certain other character abused the word hope, Francisca abused the word fool, and all derivatives of fool. Fool is no longer a word, alright? Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad blue melody. Looks like I'd better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's got to be something phony in that photo. Alright. About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now, it's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lord Lee Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lord Lee Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. Is it daily life or deadly life, Eclectic? Please don't say deadly life. I'm still tormented by that. I see. It looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious. So this alibi is false? It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either the mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. The camera does have its own time setting. No, I think I know what it is. Both. I mean, daily life was alright, I guess. Do I have to press this again? Okay. Because I know what it is. I know what it is, but I don't know where to present it. Oh god, I clicked out of the game. Good job. Okay. Oh, now YouTube says that I'm transmitting. Good job. Alright. I know what it is. I know what it is. Alright, I'm a safe because I'm a scaredy cat, alright? I really can't be... alright. Let's just keep going. Whole bomb... Yeah. But that part was okay. Well, not okay, it was brilliant, but... We get what I'm meaning. On an emotional level, deadly life was the thing that scarred me. Fuck! The evidence clearly reveals that the guy playing this game is retarded. Oh, exactly. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh my god, he completely fucked this up. Haha, now you're gonna die. You'd hug the bomber and marry the traitor. Alright, fuck. Hug, yeah, I got it. God damn it, come on. Come on!
Objection!
I just want to know where I need to present the photo. Alright, oh, it's this one. I are dumb, yes? That, I didn't say that yes, I haven't said that this year, but last year I did. It's got to be this, come on. Oh my god, okay, no, you know what? No, nope, 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 we are dangerously close to dying. What is it? I'm being a big dummy dumb. I don't know. Okay, let's press the rest, I guess. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lord Lee Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. Nope. Oh, if you like this one, just wait. Just wait for V3's first class trial. Just wait. I see, you truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am. Hey Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atney was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lord Lee Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. Oh god. So, this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. And that is why I'm called Mask the Mask. But conveniently... I hate you. And I sort of have a love-hate relationship with 3-1 because goddamn was it a good chapter, but goddamn why. Conveniently, that also means there is no way to tell who this really is. What do you mean?
Objection!
Are you saying that this is not in fact Luke Atney? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Mask the Mask to create an alibi? Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? I don't know, he didn't. If Luke Atney was at KB Security during the murder, then the Mask in this picture has to be a fake. Then there really was an accomplice. But right now I have no idea who it was. I don't have any idea right now either. Baseless objections are just what this guy wants. There's got to be another way, and I'm going to find it. Not again. I need to save again. I'm almost dead. Oh god. This is the one part in the stream where I always get stuck. It did. It did. I can't deny that. It did. I really don't know. I really don't know, actually. Care to help me? Hold on. Alright, I'm just trying to see if everything's alright over on YouTube because God knows I've had some problems today. I really don't know. Wow. Alright, so. I really don't know, actually. actually have no idea. I'm stuck. Yeah. Mine too. I used to remember this. I know the last one because the last one it was like a huge difficulty spike. The last cross-examination of the case. Oh god. I really don't know. Okay. Ugh, god damn it. I really don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone does. I have to look up a guide again. I hate myself. No. At the same time as the murder. Damn it! I really don't know. Alright, I really don't know. Oh god. Well, I'm sorry about this, but apparently I have to go watch a fucking guide again. I hate doing this. I hate doing this. I'm completely at a loss as well. I really don't know. Well, I'll be right back, guys. I'm not gonna pause the stream because there's no need for that. Well, I was going on the right way. I was going on the right path, apparently. I need to press this one. I was gonna eventually find it without the guide, so... So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct? Indeed it is, that is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. Surely even you understand by now. Lord Taylor provided that camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed Kane Bullard unless I had an accomplice. Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's gotta be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? You bet there is. Are you implying that this picture is a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place, and there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph you find funny? It's this. It's gotta be this. Take that! Yes! The funny part is right here. Why, this is a blood stain! Ah, blood! Now this case is getting interesting. Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint. I can't believe how perfect this is. Oh, just paint. And peach color at that. From blood to peaches, the judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is, when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains?
The statue of Amy Faye. Amy Faye, or whatever. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place, and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
Objection!
But when I went there the day after the theft, the statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner.
Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally?
Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why the statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you will prepare with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime?
Who was it? It should be fairly obvious, but I'm kind of lost now. The obvious answer would be Ron Delight, or Mask the Mask, depending on who you asks. I need to think. I really don't know. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it has been said before, though. Well, the longer I stay here, the longer we listen to. Yeah. Oh! Oh, I'm a dummy, dummy. The one who moved the statue is none other than... Look at me! Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. Oh, right. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue? Here's where our battle really begins.
Oh, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
Now I know. The reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me. You pretended to be Mask the Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you moved the statue.
A single fatal flaw.
Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does this lie exist? Huh? I was lost midway through. Oh wait, it's around here, isn't it? Wait, no. Wait, calm down. I'm confused. I lost myself. I lost myself midway through. I'm completely lost. I really don't know. I lost myself somewhere along that conversation. I was just reading and not paying attention. Damn it! Another one of my stupid mistakes. The time. Oh, I think I get it. Let's see if it's the same reason. Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Look At Me went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
What does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was this statue placed beside the warehouse door?
Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint.
Exactly, alright? Look at me had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. Oh! So on the day of the crime, Mr. Atney must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be, the statue. And that is why Look At Me had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He had to make the room match with the way it had been in this photo. Ah!
Order! Mr. Atney, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lord Lee Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Ugh. Ah! I love the screams.
Order! Mr. Gatto, what is the meaning of this?
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Gatto, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. Put the coffee down.
My 11th cup. I promised to drink no more than 17 during that trial. Which means I'm still good till the last drop.
However, the defense is a very good point.
A good point? So what? We are all the travelers on a road of infinite points. I think you got your points mixed up with your other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied, which is his 12th cup. That it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
That's very true.
No way, don't fall for that, Your Honor. Hey, Mr. Damask. Yes? If there's no funny businesses in your actions as Mask the Mask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it.
Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn.
Pretty sure this is the next to last witness testimony. Let's see if we don't die. I first received the request from Lord Lee Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box in Zavari. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. Alas, I held the urn in my hand for the first time at 1 AM October the 12th. Okay, this one's pretty simple. That's pretty much all the stuff we've heard before, isn't it? Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave. No, there's more. Oh, there's more testimonies. Okay, good. We're gonna be here a while.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination.
How did you know it was valuable? Oh, goody. Yeah, it makes sense. It isn't Allegro yet. The urn was placed in a box, and it was sent to the warehouse. I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure. Bullshit. Oh, it no longer says it. Damn it. Well, whatever. Let's just press it. You mean this calling card? That's right. That is, without a doubt, my calling card. I guess Mr. Delight didn't make this after all. Of course, because Atney knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play to him. By myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. Alright, let's go. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, right? The calling card. Alright. Indeed, it seemed that they had heard of my sparkling reputation. I see Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. Poor Adrian, she doesn't deserve this. You'd better watch out too, Maya. Alright, it was sent to the warehouse. You mean this box? Yes, that pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn, and she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me. Huh, interesting new tidbit. I was unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before? Indeed. You may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance of the warehouse. However, I, look at me, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. Don't diss my favorite girl. Alright, let me just see. I will be becoming the most priceless work of art on display. Something about this stinks. Why did I click out again, damn it? I held security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. But no one entered the basement warehouse. Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 AM on October the 12th. The calling card, huh? Alright, let's save because we are on the verge of death and I don't want to redo the entire trial because, let's face it, that would be very boring. That would be indeed very boring. Alright, so you said the calling card. Oh, it actually, okay then. Mr. Atney, if you really are Mask the Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Mask the Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Oh my god, that's so minute. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn. Yes, that is true. But so what? Truth be told, there is no way that Mask the Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? That this pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than pink stains. Paint stains. Paint stains. Wait, did I say pink? Ugh. I'm having all sorts of bruh moments today. And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor. I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Wright. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse... Yeah, I'm stupid, aren't I? I should be accustomed to this by now. The urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human. Oh, poor Adrian! And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. Ugh, you can't be serious. And yet, this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means, Detective Atney had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. Fuck! Because this photo is a fake. Your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Dice. Alright. We're midway through, I think. Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Alright, that did it. He's broken. Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Huh? Of course. My 14th cup. Ha! It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Mask the Mask. Now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle? That's a good point. No way, don't fall for that too, Your Honor. You say that Look At Me was the one who killed Kane Bullard? Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Might you my merry murderous motive manifest? Nick, he's getting his second wind.
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron DeLite, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder.
The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron DeLite. Isn't that right, Detective?
Indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us to what the defendant's motives were?
Thank you, Sir Oldtimer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. Alright then, let's see. Motive for murder.
Hi, Look At Me had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron DeLite.
And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. DeLite for his betrayal.
Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Master Mask. That is why Mr. DeLite saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy. So the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant?
This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter.
What?
Okay, then.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination.
Had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Alright, we're getting into the nitty-gritty of this.
And who in the world is going to prove that?
I will. After doing a thorough background check of Detective Atney and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's on the report.
Perhaps they were connected through their work? They were both involved in security.
Nope.
That was blunt. In any case, the only one with a motive is Mr. DeLite.
Alright. Mistook.
That's right, mistook. From the Old Norse mistaka, meaning to take an error.
That wasn't what I meant.
Who did the victim mistake Master Mask to be?
Why, the answer is obvious. Ron DeLite, of course. Boy, I'd like to wipe that smug look off this guy's face. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for Master Mask? Don't you already know that? Zvari, take a look at this newspaper.
Oh, that's the famous Deer of Emanon, a magnificent jewel.
Did he really send that letter to Ron? Ha. That photo shows a magnificent detective as well, does it not? Furthermore, it also shows an ugly god, namely the defendant.
The defendant?
The victim clearly misread this article, and Zvari, he got the wrong impression. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact Mask the Mask.
I see.
That was an unusual, reasonable detection. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron DeLite. Alright, let's see that. You mean this blackmail letter right here?
It says bring $50,000.
And the handwriting is without a doubt the victim's. There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it.
I don't see an addressee on this letter anywhere.
An addressee? This letter was discovered in Ron DeLite's apartment. Mr. DeLite would show up at the designated place and time. The fact that there is no addressee is irrelevant. Oh, the letter wasn't for Ron. I wonder. What's up, Nick? I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. DeLite? Yep, it's meant for Atney. Well, do you have any evidence of that? Oh god, the game just flagged. For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied? Alright. Alright, if you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KV Security at 1 AM on October 12th and bring that red diamond you received the other day. Haha. You fucking moron. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that. You're one to talk. At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter. Huh? What a huh? Wait. Huh? Oh wait, it's the newspaper, isn't it? It's gotta be. Please. Ah, it is. Good God. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the Tear of Amenon, the stolen jewel. What about it? The problem is this jewel's color. It's not much for discussing color myself. I'm not much for discussing color myself. Ah, get it? You won't get it until later on. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. Red? Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Amenon that Mask the Mask stole at all.
Objection!
And your point is, Mr. Wright, so you are trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else. That is what you're trying to say, right? That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright? Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yes. I love that blunt response. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing. Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single Mask the Mask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received the jewel as your reward. The jewel. Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in the letter, which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you. We have motive, ladies and gentlemen. Order in the court. Order, I say.
Objection!
It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Wright. Uh-oh, I don't like the way you said that. Kane Bullard blackmailing, look at me. Are you for real? Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him. Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atme's identities public knowledge. An identity you wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity? Atme killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity you wanted to keep secret? This is what it all comes down to, Nick. The identity that Luke Atme wanted to so desperately keep secret was his identity as a blackmailer. Luke Atme was a blackmailer.
Objection!
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atme. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that? You have to admit, that does sound a little odd. It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme. But Ron Delight was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So did you start to receive blackmail letters starting after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Amenon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person, incredibly detailed plans. Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Ron Delight was actually Mask the Mask. That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atme. Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you... You say that I, Look At Me, was blackmailing Ron Delight? In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Master the Mask. Well, yes. Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime. Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Look At Me know that Ron Delight was Master the Mask? Once again, we go back to the newspaper clipping, probably. So, can I save? I can't. Oh, God. Oh, God. I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief, trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Master the Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket. But that sounds far too stupid to be true. Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atney. That's when you learned that under his mask, Master the Mask was really Ron Delight. What the? Oh no, wasn't he supposed to be Master Mask? Not only that, he looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. I can't believe it! He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud, trying to pass himself off as an ace detective. Why, you? How dare you expose me like that? Why, I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Master the Mask. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. Why, you... How dare you even dare? No one could ever fall to such lowly deaths. Why not try something? The big mouth of yours. Say, none of you can compare to my genius. You're all just really jealous. So good. Disciplinate me. Commemorate me. There is good. Oh god, I can't do it. It's enough to make one laugh. It doesn't take a G. Yeah, it really doesn't. It would seem we finally gotten to the real answer. That was quite a performance by Mr. Atney. Burliff, please prepare yourself for Mr. Atney. Objection. Of course. It can't be a finale without the prosecutor doing the last bit. That's his last cut, by the way. The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my sentence. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Wright. Where do you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Look At Me was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. But we still haven't proven that he was at KB Security. That's right, that's why he's the one who killed Mr. But... there's still one thing you have yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse over a man was at KB Security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. No way! Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright? This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Atney was at Mr. Bullard's office on that night. But can you really prove that? That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer. That night, Look At Me was at KB Security, and the defense? We can't prove it. Hold on. Hold on. See, I'm playing both sides so that I always win. We can't prove it. We have no evidence that he was there. I think. Please let me be right for once. Just this once. Just this once. I want to be right just this once. I can't prove it.
Just as I thought.
But if we hear more of Detective Atma's testimony...
Objection!
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Wright. What do you mean? Yeah, I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Look at me is here after we interrupted his own trial. Failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as mas de mask. No! Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as mas de mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron the Lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Order! Order in the court! That's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this Ron is...
Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and...
By then it'll be too late.
Huh? Well, why?
Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. I'm pretty sure my mic didn't catch me saying double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy?
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, the defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts, and it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else.
Mr. Atme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as mas de mask, which means
He will be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullard is concerned.
No way!
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullard's murder.
God damn it. I hate this. Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, look at me, will go free.
You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections?
Whoops.
And I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atme.
Objection!
Huh?
I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you...
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice, no way! Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia! This is the true power of the crime channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What? What do you mean? Your Honor, you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks. Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. Yep, again. I am the ace detective as well as mas de mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron the Lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we the defense assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Gatto?
Nothing. Oh, Sir Lawyer, looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods would do anything to me, look at... Let's hear it. Huh? It's
true that the witness has made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination. Oh, Gatto, how nice of you.
Mr. Gatto, what are you?
Very well then, look at me. I'll allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declare the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please, give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief. Let's do this. The last testimony.
Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I hadn't known about the day beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. The Mr. Delight was wearing his mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Zavari! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. Ah, yes, this one is kind of infamous. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me. And I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer?
I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Luke's Atmey's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a sec, just one chance? It seems that the party's about to begin. Now, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean? Yeah, I know, I remember this one, because it was kind of infamous when it came out. So it would seem. Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17, the last cup. I'm pretty sure you're one over the margin. It seemed like the time has come to put an end to this trial. I'm pretty certain Gatto's stomach is just like coated in stainless steel. The guy can't feel caffeine anymore. I have to find a fatal contradiction in his testimony, and I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find a contradictory remark and press it. Remember, you only got one chance.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
Yep, I know. Let's do this. It is true that I was not in Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight, and thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Good. There we go. Mr. Atmey, about this last remark.
Objection!
Still don't get it, do you, Wright? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Gatto. What? Mr. Atmey, it seems you finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atmey? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit. Is that correct? Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. I'm sorry, whatever do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty.
when exactly did we learn the fact that Rondelai was dressed as Master Mask when you went to the scene of the crime?
That was
just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup of coffee was staring at me with a cold stare. Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right, the defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atney? There is no way that you should have known about that. Almost there. You were in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then, enlighten us. Just how did you know about this piece of information? Well... Objection! Come on. This detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atney to have found out. Only one way, you say? Never saw this coming. Please remember, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer. Objection! But Mr. Delight never saw him. There's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was looking at me. It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to follow that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible. There we go. Detective Atney, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. Here we go, boys. We're almost there. We're almost there. I need to finish this stream really soon, actually. Oh. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. That's the same line you gave yesterday. But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. He got insane. We're done. We're done. What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Look At Me, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Look At Me tried to frame Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime. And to that end, he came up with this plan to use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi. Yep. At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man, besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me! Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict. I know. You never committed any murder. That's right. I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am Master Mask! Huh? So, thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it that you said? Double jeopardy. How did you mention it? I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. The defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was found once innocent. Then, Master Mask is really innocent? For now. It would seem so. For now. Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty! Yay! Play the confetti again. I guarantee this court has an endless supply of confetti. You can't convince me otherwise. Boy, this is really lucky. Oh, wait, that isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Master Mask after all. Okay. God, I love voicing Ron. October 14th,
3:35 p.m. This record defend lobby number 4.
You did it, Nick.
Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
It's because Maya doesn't call me much these days.
Oh?
I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of lost these days.
You mean about becoming the master of the grind channeling school? Yeah, right.
Being the master means saying goodbye to our mother.
Probably.
You mean Misty Faye? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix?
Of course.
Well then, see you around.
I love this song a little too much as well.
Mia.
Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight.
Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore though, now that all of this is happening. Come on, just be happy already! Maya, you've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as mask to mask to boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming mask to mask. I did it all for one reason, for her.
You mean your wife, Desiree?
She hates criminals more than anything.
To think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she?
She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure.
So that's why you became mask to mask?
Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bow can never be put back together. That's not true, right, Nick?
Right.
Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it.
I can? I kind of wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bull is broken, there is always a way to put it back together. Just ask Adrian Andrews.
The sacred urn. Jessie was the one who found this.
Desiree, your wife, she's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything.
Ah, there you are.
Miss Delight.
You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy. Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really mask to mask either. Miss Delight, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast that there's no way he could ever get away.
But didn't you say that you hated criminals?
Oh, I only hate people who act like all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective.
I see.
My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous.
Oh, sure, because the fact that he announces his thefts beforehand makes him a lot more chivalry. Words.
Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Nessie.
Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you?
Nicky boy.
Yes?
I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us.
Oh, well, take care of yourself.
You too, Nicky boy.
I can feel my face going red. Never imagined he was a thief when his hideout screamed he was a thief. Who could have guessed?
Mr. Nick! Mystic Maya, congratulations!
Oh shit. Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife in front of Mystic Maya!
No, you've got it all wrong. I'll never forgive you, never, ever! Oh shit, she knocked him unconscious. Talk about bad timing. So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together, even better than before. There we go. It's over. Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout. The end. Alright. We gotta brace ourselves for the next one. Recipe for Turnabout. Oh boy. Will this game suffer from third case syndrome? kind of. If anything, this game's third case was actually kind of okay. Oh boy, I can't wait to start on this one. Only so I can get to 3-4 and 3-5, which I don't remember the names. Well, actually, I remember the name of the episode 4, but I'm not gonna talk about that right now. It's very secret. Anyways, it's over finally. This stream has been going for far too long, and I'm tired, and I need. Case 3 is something, yeah, but it's not like Justice for All's Case 3. That one was just no. This one does have some bullshit, but it's not the bullshit that you're used to. So, just looking forward to that. Yeah, so I'm tired. I need to upload an episode 5 of Chrono Trigger, if I still can, if I still have the time to do it. And tomorrow will be a very special stream. Oh yes, tomorrow will be interesting because I have been preparing something ever since I finished my second series on the channel. And it's gonna be freaking awesome. It's gonna be a very chill stream. It's not gonna be a Let's Play stream. It's gonna be something more like to spend time with you guys. So I really appreciate if you could like share the word tomorrow because it's gonna be fun. I promise you. And it's gonna be from a game that's very close to my heart. Anyways, that'll be all for now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this stream, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you are new to the channel. And if you want to be notified of future streams like this one, hit the little bell and you know what to do. And I just punched my monitor. Sorry about that. Also, if you want to join my Discord server, link is in the description below. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, peace!